Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Sport Federation TV. It's great to have you watching the show. And for those of you that have just joined us, of course, a nice full show for you today. We're going to be talking about chess, or we have been taking a look at chess. Transplant Sport, Rencho LaRue joins us. And of course, we'll be taking a look at what's happening in the world of mountain biking. And to tell me more about that, I've got the head commissioner for mountain biking in the Western Cape, Geoff McGiven, on the show with us now. Geoff, welcome back to Sport Federation TV.
Morning, JP. Thanks a lot, man. It's good to be back.
So let's start at the beginning. For the folks that don't know much about mountain biking, we see the weekend warriors out there every weekend on the mountain bikes. Is mountain biking back? Is everybody, after all these 2 years of struggling, still on the trails?
Yep, it's awesome to see all the events are back on the go. Numbers are back up where they used to be. This year we've had a full season. Mountain biking consists of downhill, enduro, XCO, and XCM, and we've actually seen all of the events happen as planned. The big events like the Cape Epic and things like that, all allowing spectators again, which adds to the spirit. You know, these events are pretty difficult when there's nobody there to watch it or create a bit of an atmosphere. So I think everything's back on the go. It's good to see it again.
So, Geoff, just give us quickly a breakdown again of that you just explained. You said downhill, XCO. There's obviously a couple of codes then within mountain biking. What would be downhill? Is that a form of racing, speed racing, straight down?
Yeah, downhill is what Greg Minnaar is famous for. Our South African that was world champ last year, and that's basically they go to the highest mountain, and if they don't kill themselves, the fastest guy to the bottom is the winner. That's for the guys with lots of guts. Then we have cross country Olympic, which is made up of the normal cross country Olympic and cross country Olympic short course, which Alan Hatherley was the winner of the World Cup this year in the cross country short course. Cross country Olympic is the longer event for an elite rider. They race for about, it's not, the races are not on, they race laps, but the races is usually there's a time limit to the race. So they calculate the race's laps are depending on more or less how long it takes to do a lap. And again, Alan Hatherley did us really proud this year from the Western Cape and the World Champs and the World Cup. And Candice Lowell got us a medal at the Commonwealth Games in the XCO. Then we have cross country marathon, which is events like the Cape Epic. It's start at point A and you go and ride. You know, a cross country marathon will be more or less a 5-hour race over anything from about 60 kilometers to 100 kilometers for an elite athlete. And then enduro is a mix of downhill and cross country Olympic, where the race will consist of 5 stages, but it's a very social event. So they ride to a point. The stage is majority of the stage is downhill. They timed for between 3 and 5 minutes normally, and then the 4 or 5 stages add up, and the winner is the guy that has the shortest time over the 5 stages. Yeah. Johan Potgieter has just also from the Western Cape has just won the SA Champs. So yep, we're pretty proud to.
So Geoff, how do the guys prepare for this? I mean, every weekend we see people getting their mountain bikes, they're putting on their boot or they're putting on their roof, and they're finding themselves a track somewhere to go have a casual social cycle. Is that part of their training?
That's part of their training. Time in the saddle. You know, no matter which discipline you do. You know, no matter what sport you do, you got to put the time in to expect the performance. What you put in is what you get out.
But how do you do that on the weekend in terms of? I mean, if it's social, are you able to track your own performance, or do you have a coach that's measuring you? like how do you know that you've got a provincial championships coming up, and now you're doing social training. I mean, is that sort of social training structured? I mean, nowadays we see everybody's got some sort of GPS watch on with a heart rate monitor and a backpack. I mean, it's a whole performance.
Look, JP, the sport has changed way too quickly for me. But the heart rate monitor nowadays in all of the cycling disciplines is a very small part to the training. The guys ride with power meters and a heart rate monitor, and when they're doing their focus training, they'll ride in different power zones, different heart rate zones for different times, on
Yeah.
programs that are given to them by their coaches.
I know that some with the normal track cycling guys, they seem to have these rollers where they've got their bicycles at home, and they're even looking at the some sort of a Zwift TV screen where they're training. Do we see that in mountain biking as well?
We see the mountain bikers doing quite a bit of training on that. This esports is a big thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a level playing field. Um, Esports works on power to weight ratio, so
Yes.
it's completely different to anything else. Everybody's weighed before these competitions, and the long and the short is your power that you can put out divided by your weight determines your speed on those kind of races. Esport also has a lot of, you get a power up button and a feather button and a this button. I've never done it myself, but it seems like those kind of little jokers in the pack. You got to use them really at the right time when you're doing these kind of races.
So Geoff,
And
one of the big things about mountain biking is the excitement of mountain biking. Is getting on the bike and riding these trails, getting over the bumps and the hills and the rivers and the rocks and that. And what we've seen quite a lot lately is cyclists are attaching a GoPro to their helmet and filming their routes while they're cycling, and then they're loading this onto YouTube and getting thousands of views. I mean, this whole excitement of mountain biking seems to have gone to the next level. It's not just watching it, the race from far away. You can actually experience the route and the race while the cyclist is doing it now.
yeah, JP, one of the biggest advantages of mountain biking is you're off the roads. The roads are busy, they're dangerous. You're not going to get hit by a car, which is an awesome plus. A lot of the stuff in the Western Cape, we're on private property, we're on private
Yeah,
farms.
yeah,
It's There is safety out there.
yeah,
As far as the GoPro goes, I mean, the coverage we're getting from events like the Epic that had e-bikes with more than one GoPro. I mean, those guys, they followed the leaders. I think of Isla Stowe from Constantia Bike Park. That, wow, she did an awesome job carrying a 21 kilo backpack on her back with a battery and GoPros and stuff on an e-bike, following the leading ladies and sometimes even the leading men. Um, and they had a helicopter which would pick up the signal and then put it out there that we could all watch these stages live, which
yeah.
is
Very
difficult.
exciting. On a final note, if I wanted to start mountain biking, how do I do that? How does the average person who's watching this TV show now and is excited to get involved with mountain biking, and how do you get started? Do you go down to sports shop and buy a bike, or is that it?
Yeah, it's we're very lucky around here. JP, we've got a lot of awesome bike shops that can give a lot of really good advice. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is buy a bike that's too small or too big. So consult your bike shop, and once they've kind of helped you a bit, there's a lot of forums out there on Facebook, on the Bike Hub, where you get tons of free advice.
Yeah.
People are only willing to help. We've also got, in the Belleville area, Durbanville area, we've got the Tygerberg Mountain Bike Club trails. In the Paarl area, we've got the Winelands trails. In the Somerset West area, we've got more of the Winelands trails. And you basically buy yourself a permit for an area, and these permits, um, are almost linking up. The guys are working together that you can almost buy 2 permits and get through a lot of area. In Amanus, there are others. We've got awesome trails all over, and at those trails, there are also committees and guys that are always willing to help
Yeah,
and get
great
guys
stuff.
on the bikes.
Geoff, great. We'll catch up with you soon. Hopefully we'll get you in studio and some of your cyclists in studio to come and talk to us next time.
That'll be great.
Good luck for the weekend. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of weekend warriors out there having some fun.
Yeah. Cheers, JP. Thanks a lot.
There we go, folks. Geoff McGiven is the head commissioner for mountain biking in the Western Cape. Fantastic sport. And of course, in the Western Cape, so many great trails. Yeah, you can't beat the scenery, I suppose, if that's what you're looking for. So mountain biking, top of its game, and we're delivering athletes at a world level, winning world championships from the Western Cape. That's what it's pretty much what we get starting to get used to. Our Western Cape athletes really coming through the ranks. We'll take a break. When we come back, we carry on talking sport in the province. Don't go away.